All right, I think we are live. It's 5:05. Welcome everyone and good evening. I'm Mayor Sumbul Siddiqui and I'm so excited to welcome you all to the 2020 Cambridge Food Hero Awards. I wish we could all be together in person today to celebrate these amazing individuals, businesses, organizations doing incredible work. But I'm thankful we have at least a virtual way to connect and reflect on the important efforts they've made this year around food access and justice. I want to first start off by thanking my fellow Cambridge Food Hero Committee members, Dawn Olcott, Rachel Cross, Estelle Dish, Henrietta Davis, Louisa Kasdan, Greta Hardina, Nicola Williams, Gail Willett, Krista Martin, and Vice Mayor Lana Mel. Your hard work and passion for food justice made today possible, so thank you. I also want to thank Cambridge Community Television for broadcasting this ceremony on Cambridge Television Channel 9 and their Facebook and YouTube live channels. All our work requires collaboration, and this collaboration brings us all here tonight. To those of you joining us from home or wherever you may be, the Cambridge Food Hero Awards highlights a person, group, or business that seeks to reduce hunger, increase access to good food, supports local farms, and so much more. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated many of our city's fault lines, including who has access to food and to how much of it. The organizations, people, and businesses here today committed themselves to these principles long before the pandemic began, but have pushed themselves even further to support their community during these difficult times. I'm so grateful for their hard work, determination, and passion to feed our children and our community, all while supporting local farms and each other along the way. We received several nominations of food leaders in the city, and we are here to celebrate the ones that the Food Hero Committee determined were exemplary in their efforts, impacted a large portion of our population, and wove food justice and access into all their work. I'm looking forward to honoring these people today. This year, we are honoring a wider variety of food heroes in every corner of our community, from our schools, churches, businesses, organizations, and individuals. It has taken a village to push through this year, and you can see that diversity in this group of awardees. I truly believe this group of people epitomize the spirit of what Margaret Mead meant when she said that thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. You have changed so many lives in Cambridge and beyond by your work. There isn't enough I could say to capture how grateful I am to all of you, so thank you. The awards today will be presented by former Food Hero awardees and Food Hero Committee members, Nicola Williams, Krista Martin, Gail Willett, and Vice Mayor Lana Mel. With that, Vice Mayor Lana Mel, please start us off by presenting our first award this evening.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am excited to be the first presenter tonight, and it's our distinct pleasure to award a Food Hero Award to the Cambridge Public Schools Food and Nutrition Team. These incredible men and women work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that our children have access to fresh, healthy food, even when they weren't in school. In March, when no one else was working in the schools, this group pivoted almost overnight to the entire operation to be remote grab-and-go meal operation, ready to go on day one of remote learning. This is truly remarkable. Over the course of the spring, this team provided over 70,000 meals to students and provided a real sense of normalcy to thousands of Cambridge Public School families. They continue to provide over 1,000 lunches a day this school year and provide a critical link to the schools for families who are fully remote. As someone who worked closely with this team over the spring, I cannot express more their dedication, their talent, and how much they love and care for our kids. Congratulations to the CPS Food and Nutrition staff for being awarded this Food Hero Award this year. It is well deserved. We have so many of the fabulous members of this team here this evening: Carol Sheehan, Donna D'Angelo, Paul Oberhauser, Deb DuPont, Ian Lavalley, Kathy Burke, Anna Costa, Fred Knox, Melissa Rodriguez, Ricardo Rodriguez, Isaac Braxton, Eduardo Ruiz, and Lori Haddock. I am going to put a dear friend of mine on the spot to say a few words and accept this award. Deb DuPont, if you don't mind unmuting yourself to say a few words on behalf of the food and nutrition team tonight.
Thank you, Alana. Thank you, Mayor. First of all, on behalf of the Cambridge Food Service, we appreciate the acknowledgement of our hard work. We do it because we love the Cambridge community. We do it because we love the children and the families, and we connect with them through this whole pandemic. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deb, and it was an honor to present this award on behalf of the Food Hero Committee tonight. And I will pass the mic on to Nicola Williams for the next award.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Lana. Can everybody hear me? Great. I am so pleased on behalf of the Food Hero Committee to award the next Food Hero Award to Erin Miller of Urban Hearth. Erin supports local farmers and suppliers by almost exclusively through her sourcing. And I know she participated in the Eat Local Massachusetts, which this year we extended to Eat Local Harvest in October and in September, and in support of local farmers. Urban Hearth staff is paid above minimum wage, which is amazing, and the tips are shared with the whole team, a big win for the restaurant industry and a great example to her peers. Erin has supported the community and schools by consistently contributing to things like the Election Day bake sales and over 2,000 meals they serve to frontline workers, she and her team, over the COVID period, and to shelter programs during the pandemic. Erin also supports local artists, ran community building activities at Urban Hearth, and she's deeply committed to the notion that eating together has the power to open hearts and minds, start conversations, and build bridges. She has brought people together, cultivated humanity by donating funds, her precious time and expertise to feed the front line in the pandemic, and also support art and speak out for social justice and sustain small farmers and businesses. On behalf of the committee, I am so pleased to welcome Erin, who can say a few words for us. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you very much, Nicola and Mayor Siddiqui. I am so honored to be a recipient of this award on behalf of my staff at Urban Hearth in North Cambridge. I feel first and foremost that our restaurant is a part of the community, that we're members of this community. I not only live here and have children in the school system, but I feel like we have a special place and a special ability to amplify the voices of our patrons and our guests to have a positive impact on our neighborhood and the community at large through, sharing our guests' resources and their interest and their passion to support local arts and the pandemic programs that we've done to help feed the front line and those sorts of things. And we're just really proud to be part of the North Cambridge community. So thank you.
Now I will pass it on to Krista.
Hi, everybody. I'm Krista Martin. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's a pleasure to present our next Food Hero Award to Iyer Muir on behalf of the committee. I'm sure many of you recognize Iyer from Clover Food Labs. We're all fans and addicts. He is a champion for innovation Ayer has long worked hard to make a real difference in the food world, but particularly among local farms and the community, putting them front and center. Clover is a true innovator with menus changing seasonally and picking ingredients that really champion local suppliers like Christina's Spices and Shirazi Foods, Russo's and Union Square Donuts. But during this time, Clover pivoted once again and supported those around them by inviting customers to select a menu item, which essentially donated a meal box to Food for Free. And for every second donated box, Clover also matched that. They're also a pickup center for 3 different community-supported agriculture farm chair programs and further increasing access to local food that wouldn't otherwise reach in this area. So I'm a huge personal fan, and I'm grateful on behalf of the Cambridge community. And Ayer, I welcome you to say a few words.
Thank you so much. Let's talk weather now. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, Mayor. We're in really tough times for restaurants, as everybody knows, but we always think of what we're doing as a collaboration between the employees at Clover and our customers. And people sometimes ask, where's the lab? The lab is sort of figurative. The labs are our customers working with us to try and figure out new ways to make food. And I think that as we face this pandemic, it's just been so amazing to see people come together. And we've been really privileged to be in a place where we can connect regular people to those that they don't always see behind the scenes. You mentioned Shirazi there, and I think that the distributors are often being forgotten right now, but this has hurt, especially the smaller local distributors. It's really been tough for them. So it's been wonderful to see people pull together and try to help out. Thank you very much. We really appreciate the recognition.
Thank you, Ayer. And now I'm pleased to pass the baton to Gail.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gail Willett, and it's my pleasure to give an award to Jim Stewart from First Church. Jim, during the pandemic, and First Church has partnered with the city to distribute meals to unhoused individuals in Cambridge. And they went from providing meals 1 night a week to 5 nights a week, distributing over 100 meals a night to Cambridge's most vulnerable residents. Jim, in accepting the award, would like to accept this on behalf of First Church and the entire team that works together to provide meals. And I learned some things about Jim recently, that he has been the director of this program for 30 years. And that when he started this program, he was cooking every meal himself in the kitchen at church. So that was something that I hear he's very modest about his work, and he doesn't want the attention on him. And he would really like to give support to those individuals that work with him at the church. I understand that now the church shelter houses about 20 men at a time, and they stay about 7 months, and they are then able to move on. So it's really wonderful that the church and Jim can provide food for them for their journey once they leave, their journey while they're at the church. And Jim, I'd like for you to say a few words if you'd like.
As we look towards Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday, some colder air is going to take up residence.
Oh, you need to unmute yourself, Jim.
Sorry about that. About 30-something years ago, I started getting some help with a project from Janet Murray from Food for Free, and anything I can do that makes it possible for the example of Janet Murray and people like her to continue. I'm really honored to be a part of it. And on behalf of everybody at the Friday Cafe, the First Church Shelter, our food distribution program, and don't forget our showers. We run in with a partner in partnership with the city. Thank you very much for the recognition, and I'll make sure that we post it prominently at First Church. Thank you.
And it's our pleasure to honor you with this Food Heroes this year, Jim.
So it's my turn. I'm back, Nicola Williams.
Okay.
And I'm pleased on behalf of the Food Hero Committee to recognize and acknowledge our next food hero, Jennifer Park with Forge Baking Company. Jen has fought tirelessly through the pandemic to keep Forge, Block, and Diesel, 3 places, the doors open to keep staff employed and feed people that need it. That's been tremendous in the pandemic. At Forge, their primary mission is to gain creative control of their products while continually working to bring yummy food to the masses. They strive for friendly, intentional, and knowledgeable service that provides their customers with a consistent experience each time. They're committed to serving high-quality products while creating a dynamic, community-oriented atmosphere for their staff and clientele. Most importantly as well, their dedication to the local environment insists that they recycle, reuse, and minimize waste as much as possible. When COVID-19 pandemic began, Jen's first worry was about people being hungry or going hungry. Then Jen prompted to figure out a way to make meals for those struggling with the food insecurity, and also to see how Forge Bakery can help. Since March, and because of Jen's effort, Forge raised a whopping $42,000 for vulnerable populations. The food was made with fresh, in-house, and local ingredients, and with love, and largely from local farmers. They were able to serve and make over 300 meals a week during this effort. It's my honor and pleasure to acknowledge on behalf of the Food Hero Committee, Jennifer Park, Food Hero from Forge Baking Company. Jennifer is not here today, but she sends her best wishes for everyone.
So I get the next award, and it's our absolute pleasure to award the next Food Hero Award tonight to Debbie Bonilla from the Cambridge Public School Department. As the homeless and Title I family liaison, Debbie worked tirelessly going door to door during the pandemic, delivering food to families in need, as well as arranging a weekly distribution of diapers, wipes, masks, and books to families who signed up. She helped pack up the Cambridge Fringe and Latin food pantry when it was clear that school was not going to be in session for the remainder of last year, and delivered it straight to families who would normally utilize it. She was the Fletcher Maynard School meal distribution captain each and every day from March to June, and helped provide deep resource connections to families who came to the lunch site, ensuring that families' needs were met with food, internet, essential items, school supplies, and so much more. And on a personal note, we could all talk about Debbie being a hero in so many different ways. I got to work with her over the spring doing the diaper distribution each and every Friday, and the way that she was able to connect with families on a very, very deep and personal level to get them to trust her and be able to meet those needs was an amazing thing to watch. This woman who lives in our community, who really works behind the scenes to make sure that our families' needs are met. It's an honor tonight for us as the Food Hero Committee to be recognizing and acknowledging someone who does very invisible but deeply important work here tonight with the Food Hero Award. So Debbie, you're a true food hero in every sense of the word. We're thrilled to be able to honor you here tonight with this award. Congratulations, Debbie. I would love if you would unmute yourself and just say a few words tonight in acceptance.
Thank you, Mayor Siddiqui, for this award, City Council Mallon for your beautiful words, and Greta Hadina for nominating me, and all my friends and families for your love and support. It's really an honor and a blessing to be in a position of service to the Cambridge community, my community. I was born and raised in Cambridge, so this is very special to me, and I hope to continue making an impact on my community for years to come. As many of you know, working with families is very near and dear to my heart. they are the reason that I wake up and do what I do every day. I love everything I do. And so, and though some days are harder than others, this is my purpose. Whether it's dropping off food, clothing, diapers, a backpack to a family, or picking up a resource from another, or handing out lunch to families, I am always thinking about how to best serve and connect with my families. And the best part is the relationship building and connection. I love the catching up I get to do with caregivers and students who have so much knowledge and power. It's all about the emotions and stories. My good morning texts from families, just my, those random texts, and birthday cards, and holiday cards, and handmade gifts. It's truly the best. My history in Cambridge as a young child was complex. I saw and continue to see people who don't have the capacity to take care of their own needs. And I always want to support and work with people. We are a strong community here in Cambridge. We give back, we empower one another, and lift each other up. And though we still have work to do, foundations like the Cambridge Families of Color Coalition, CPAC, Friday Night Hype, My Brother's Keeper help me to feel hopeful that we are moving with intention and purpose in the right direction. When you see me, I'm connected to a team that is determined to provide for families and keep them safe. I'm accepting this award on behalf of that team, and that's the Cambridge Public School Family Liaisons. I'm lucky to be connected to many teams, and they all care daily for families and support me in my work in many ways. So with that, I want to give a special shout out to the Families of Color Coalition, Equity Roadmap, Friday Night Hype, Canopy Equity Coaching, all the volunteers at the spot, all the community partners like CEOC, MBK, city programs like the Multi-Service Center, Baby U, and I can go on and on. I especially want to thank my favorite team, and that is my children, Paris, Maya, Nico, and my grandson, Sevi. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Congratulations. I'm going to pass the mic on to Krista Martin for the next award.
Thank you very much, Alana. So I am once again pleased on behalf of the committee to honor another Cambridge daughter. Keely Liss is a 2012 graduate of Cambridge Ringe and Latin. So while she is doing a lot of her work now in Tiverton, Rhode Island, she is, from here. And I'm really pleased to shout her out. Keely is a queer Indigenous farmer who grew up here and now uses her skills and passions as the manager of Movement Ground Farm. She's a member of the Nipmuc Nation and has spent the last 12 seasons growing and cultivating vegetables, flowers, herbs, and medicines in spaces of all sizes, from her small second floor back porch to a 31-acre farm operation and many farms between. Keely's also a part of the leadership team of Rooted in Community, a national network of youth, food, and environmental justice organizations, and with the Board of Trustees for the Northeastern Farmers of Color Land Trust. Keely's also a member of Eastern Woodlands Rematriation, an intertribal collective of women and Two-Spirits people who are working with their communities to restore traditional lifeways, foodways, and uplift rematriation work. Farming is hard. I'm the daughter of a farmer, and it thrills me to see a young person in farming. Keely is also bringing additional young people into it. She's passionate about teaching kids about agriculture. And so it gives me great honor on behalf of the committee to recognize her. I'm not sure if Keely is here and would like to say a few words. But if not, on behalf of all of us and the city of Cambridge, congratulations and thank you. And I will pass it back to Gail.
Thank you. It's my honor to present the Food Heroes Award to Daniel Iyer and Connor Dennehy from Tallulah Restaurant. And they, once the pandemic started, they knew they wanted to get involved, and they reached out to the Maynard Fletcher Academy to work with them. And they decided they wanted to do something called Casseroles for Cause, which I learned about too late because it was over by the time I learned, and I really wanted to try one of their casseroles. But they wanted to provide delicious meals to families that were struggling during the early days of the pandemic, and they donated hundreds of meals to hungry students. In the early days of the pandemic, Connor reached out to the Fletcher Maynard Academy to help. He noticed that the Fletcher Maynard Academy had the highest percentages of free lunch students in the Cambridge Public School District and wanted to help the families with food during the pandemic. Tallulah, the restaurant, then planned to provide bag lunches to families. Some families were not utilizing free lunches at the school sites. And so Tallulah and the Fletcher Maynard Academy and their family liaison would meet to distribute those bag lunches to the families at their doors. Connor, Danielle, and their team did this 3 times a week, each week increasing how many lunches they distributed. While the school lunches provided at meal sites fed children, the bag lunches fed everyone in the household, including parents and grandparents. The community was very, very pleased to get these free lunches. So it is my honor to present the Food Hero Awards to Danielle and Connor. And I see they're both here this evening. Would you both like to speak, or have you chosen who's going to speak with us tonight?
Hi, Gail. I think I'll be speaking for us.
Okay, nice to meet you, Connor.
Nice to meet you too. And sorry you missed out on the casseroles. We'll have to get you one.
Okay.
But we just want to say thank you for Fletcher Maynard Academy, giving us a chance to work with them and provide a much needed service during this struggling time. And you know, Danielle and I are mom and pop in every sense of the word. The restaurant's named after our daughter, and we just couldn't bear to think of kids having a hard time with food insecurity in this difficult time. So we plan to keep being active in the community as much as possible, and thank you so much for the recognition.
Thank you and welcome to the Food Heroes.
Thank you.
So I think
I'm going to put to Nicola.
Yes. I think it's my turn. Yes, great.
Yes.
Thank you. So it's my pleasure to award the next Food Hero Award on behalf of the Food Hero Committee to Tracy Chang of Pagoo. Tracy, with the help of her colleagues and staff, Marina, Lily, Irene of Maymays, has been a leader and inspiration during the COVID-19 pandemic. Tracy pivoted her restaurant to become a COVID-safe grocery store and co-founded the nationally renowned Off the Plate, a nonprofit dedicated to restoring restaurant jobs by feeding the front lines, which to date has raised a whopping $6 million. Tracy also launched Project Restore Us, a food security initiative which partnered with local unions and other like-minded restaurateurs to prepare and deliver tens of thousands of pounds of food to family in Cambridge, Chelsea, and beyond. She prioritized the health and safety of her team and prioritized health over profit, even at the expense of her own industry. The program continues, and Tracy, unfortunately, is not here today because she's probably feeding the masses. So it's with great honor that we recognize the work of Tracy and her team for a Food Hero Award, Tracy Chang of Pagoo. Next, I will pass it on to Alana, Vice President Lana Mel.
The Vice President.
Sorry, not Vice President. Vice Mayor.
I got a promotion.
You got a promotion.
So it's my pleasure tonight to announce a very special award from the Food Hero Committee. This year, the Food for Free volunteers as a group and in its entirety were nominated as Food Heroes. These volunteers jumped right in and signed up in March to pack and deliver free groceries right to people's homes and to distribute school lunches at sites across the city. During the early days of this pandemic, not as much was known about the transmission of this virus, but these volunteers selflessly came in at personal health risk to ensure that those in our community had what they needed. As there were over 2,000 dedicated and amazing volunteers, it would have been hard. It would have been a lot to bring them all on the call this evening, but Food for Free wanted to especially highlight the efforts of the following 4 rock star volunteers who embody the spirit of true generosity. First, Damien Vaca, a longtime family meals and home delivery volunteer who has been the steady rock of the home delivery packing and prep crew all throughout the COVID pandemic and during the recent huge growth spurt of the program. He has taken on new roles, is consistent, easygoing, hardworking, and gives us all the grounding humor that we needed during stressful moments. Next is Jackie Moe. Jackie became involved in our programs at the onset of the COVID pandemic. She jumped to help out quickly and turned into a site captain, leading groups of volunteers to pack COVID program bags. In the summer, she was the mobile market volunteer, and now she helps out with CPS meals distribution. Food for Free says she's steady, confident, calm, unruffled, smart, fun, and oh so capable. Next is Emily Dibble, an original Somerville Weekend Backpack Program volunteer who helped consistently with packing during COVID program, home delivery, and returned to help the backpack program during the season of flux. She offers her expertise in strategic thinking to help improve our program and efficiencies. And last but not least, Virginia Quello, a longtime Food for Free volunteer who always lent her time for the Kennedy Longfellow School Market, jumped right in to captain the King Open School Lunch Distribution Site in March. Snow, rain, sleet, or heat, she was out there ensuring that the students in the Wellington, Harrington, and East Cambridge had a place to go to receive a meal, as well as cultivating a dedicated group of volunteers, which was so critical to the success of that site. Virginia provided so much more than just meals. She was also a friendly face and a warm smile and a constant presence for so many people during a very uncertain time. We have Damien, Emily, Jackie's husband, and Virginia here this evening. And Virginia, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself to say a few words on behalf of the Food for Free volunteers tonight.
Thank you, Mayor Siddiqui, and thank you, Alana. It is my honor, and I'm very humbled to receive this award from the city of Cambridge. I just want to say that when we arrived, we are immigrants, and when we arrived to the city of Cambridge, we were greeted with warm hearts, and my favorite hero who nominated me, Nancy Wise, she is one of the people that I look up to, including also Alana, who I met through the working in the schools. And so having you both as my guide, it's just taking it forward and continue to work in the city that just loves us, and we love the city back. And I will always be here to help anybody and be the bridge between what we have and what we can give to others that might not speak the language, that might not understand, and that need help with things, even filling up a form for school. So it is my honor to be a bridge and to continue to help. Thank you so much for this award.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you for those words. I'm going to pass it to Gail Willett for the last Food Hero Award of 2020 tonight.
And before we go to Gail, I just wanted to quickly say that Tracy is here.
Yes.
And so I would love Tracy to say a few words. And I'm so glad she could join us.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about
Hi.
I'm late. I was just cooking for some takeout that we didn't expect. But yeah, thank you guys for recognizing our efforts. I just want to emphasize that this is a group effort. And thanks to my collaborators, Irene Lee, Marina Lin, and Lily Huang, as well as many volunteers. We were able to do what we've been doing in terms of packing groceries with Project Restore Us, as well as with Natalie Guo for Off Their Plate, creating meals for healthcare workers on the front lines, and now community centers as well. And I just want to emphasize that, you know, there's still much more to be done. There's more grants available to apply for, and of course, many more people to feed. For us, it's always about safety first, and we believe that our model is scalable to other restaurants to help these restaurant essential workers, to help them repackage the groceries and deliver them directly door to door. So we're not creating any kind of a bottleneck at a food bank. We're not creating a bottleneck at a central pickup site, but these are getting directly to the doors of people who are the most vulnerable, people of color, elderly, diabetic, furloughed folks. And I just want to say thank you to everyone else who is joining us tonight. I know that everyone is quite active in this community, and I'm really just proud to be a part of Cambridge. So thank you guys so much for recognizing our efforts.
And we can go to Gail now.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoops. It's my honor to present the last award of the night, and that is for Tony Moss for Craigie on Main. Tony co-founded Massachusetts Restaurants United, and its goal was to be the advocacy and lobbying voice for the independent restaurants and their employees who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was, I believe, Tony who saw this right away as a need for the restaurants and the workers and really stepped up for this need. While MRU's efforts are focused on Massachusetts, Tony and the other co-founders of MRU have been a part of a national effort to get protection and relief for culinary and hospitality workers. Tony has also been at the forefront of organizing outdoor dining spaces in Central Square to help restaurants gain revenue and to keep diners safe. Whether it's be his support through the Friday Cafe, which is at First Church, or to feed unhoused residents at First Church through the working with Jim Stewart, or his advocacy for restaurant workers and restaurants in general during the pandemic, Tony has been a leader in the food world. And as people have said, he has stepped up, and they're very, very proud of him. And we, as a committee, are very proud to present Tony Miles, a food hero. And Tony, would you like to say something, please?
I'm very honored and grateful. First of all, it's great to see so many familiar faces on this call. That means you know, I'm proud of everybody that's doing great work here in Cambridge. And thank you, Mayor, and everybody else who thought what we're doing at the MRU was valuable enough to be considered for this. I have to say that I don't know if I guess I'm not really sure if we've been working hard enough, because we're still not seeing the results, unfortunately, but we're working really hard on behalf of independent restaurants. Obviously, well, maybe not so obviously, Cambridge has been really fantastic working with all of us and hearing what challenges that independent restaurants and other small businesses have faced, and I think have gone above and beyond to lend a hand. Anybody on this call who's paying attention, I think, you know, understands that the state and the federal government have definitely let us down. And it makes it really special to be in a place like Cambridge where people are listening and doing what they can. And if you guys can raise your voices, because every single day I'm seeing friends throughout the independent restaurant community, and especially some dear friends here in Cambridge that are closing their doors because they don't have the resources to continue on through the winter. And you know, here we are celebrating some fantastic people, and I absolutely want to be in the celebratory mood. But it's also a little hard too, because this has just been, you know, a challenge for everybody in their own ways. But for independent small businesses, we need a lot of help, and we're going to keep on fighting on their behalf, trying to raise our voices, jumping up and down, screaming, waving our arms, and hopefully we can pull something together. But thank you, and again, I'm really proud of all the tremendous work that all the other honorees have done, because that's what makes Cambridge a really special place. And I'm honored to be a resident and a business owner. And thank you. So here's the fight, and the good fight.
Thank you very much. And thanks for reminding us that there's still a lot of work to do. Thank you, Tony. And I'd just like to say congratulations to all the food heroes. And I guess, Mayor, you're going to do that as well.
Thank you, Gail. And yes, Tony, you're absolutely right. These are such hard times, and there's a lot more we can be doing, and we will. So thank you for those words, and thank you to everyone who's spoken so eloquently. It's amazing to see all that you have been able to do. And I also want to take some time to thank all our grocery store workers as well. Someone nominated grocery workers as a broad category, and it brought up a smile to my face. My mom is a grocery store worker, and so to those grocery store workers who've kept our shelves stocked, who've assisted customers safely and kept us fed during the pandemic. The grocery store was the only place we could rely on at times during the pandemic, and it's because of the hardworking employees who showed up day in and day out. So thank you to all the grocery workers who have been doing this hard work. Again, this has been it's been a short and sweet evening. The awardees we've honored here, I believe, have truly exemplified true heroism in the face of a very difficult year. And I know this is just who they are, and they'll continue this work, and will continue their legacy as food heroes. So I know that I speak for the committee. We can't wait to see what you all do next. So thank you again, and we have something special on behalf of the committee that we'll be sending soon. So stay tuned for that. And so I really want to thank my team, especially my awesome chief of staff, Madeline McCormick, who has been amazing with organizing our event today, and also CCTV for making tonight possible. Thank you to everyone who also joined us. We're really happy to be doing this virtually, and I do hope that next year we'll be in person together. So take care and have a great evening. Good night.